you guys are having a wonderful day, making some really good trades, and I actually hope you guys had a great weekend as Bitcoin did get a nice little pop over this current Sunday. As you guys can probably see, we did enter a trade inside the Discord. So look, again, congratulations to the members who are following the trade alerts. You guys probably caught this nice little dip here. I actually ended up closing my position near this level right here, but we actually ended up continuing to a higher level, and we are now starting to find some resistance right around 23,600. Again, taking profits is never a mistake, so I'm very happy that I actually closed my trade and enjoyed some profits. Let's take a look at Bitcoin on Market Cypher on the weekly time frame. As we just printed a new weekly candle, we can see that we are increasingly starting to slow down the momentum towards the upside, even like probably due to the recent dips in the price action. And now we can see that we have an 8 and a 5 on the dual band strength index. We can see we still got some red money flow. Momentum wave is starting to slow down, and the VWAP is starting to come down as well. So let's keep an eye on that. Let's take a look at the daily time frame. Again, we were looking quite bearish, but again, just as a reminder, we still had a significant amount of green money flow on the daily time frame. 12 hours slightly into the red money flow right now, but it could very well recover. As you guys can see, we actually got a nice little green dot yesterday, or I guess you could say today, whatever you want to call it, and now we have a 17 and a -5. So it's possible that we get one last push towards the upside before we get another dip towards the downside. Again, the Bitcoin will follow the traditional markets, and recently the traditional markets have been taking a beating due to that more than expected inflation number on the PCE report on Friday. Actually caused markets to take quite a bit of a dip there. Let's take a look at Bitcoin on the wave trend, and let's take a look on that daily. Nothing on the daily, but we are getting some nice green crosses on the 12-hour time frame, which could mean that there is possibility of more upside for Bitcoin. Maybe one last leg towards the upside before a big correction down, and then we can recover and then make a newer high after that. Let's take a look at the 4-hour. Again, 4-hour getting a nice green cross as well. I actually entered my trade right here, and it was confirmed right after that with a nice green cross, and that's why I was very confident in holding my trade over the weekend, and we actually got a little bit more upside because of that. Let's take a look. Again, this video title, you guys can probably tell, is covered about natural gas. So let's actually take a look at natural gas on the weekly time frame. We can see that nat gas saw a significant amount of buying on that weekly time frame, marking a potential market bottom for natural gas. Again, obviously it's very early to say that, and again, anything can happen. We could still go lower and take out these lows. Anything can happen. Let's take a look at natural gas on Market Cypher at the same time as well. Again, this is the first very bullish sign for natural gas right now at 23 and a -3 on the dual band strength index. You got green money flow. Momentum waves are starting to come back up, which is really nice to see. We actually closed a 2-week candle with a very bullish candle right here. I'll just show you guys. Look at that wick. Look at that recovery. That is a bottoming tail if I've ever seen one on the 2-week time frame. Weekly looking good. Let's take a look at that daily time frame as well. Again, a significant amount of buying, but right now we are starting to run into some resistance for natural gas. You guys can see we actually gapped up on the open today. You guys can see right here we opened up here, and now we are starting to come back down and filling that gap. So I wouldn't be surprised if we actually start to form a pattern like this, kind of like a inverse head and shoulders, right? And then the price of natural gas could come back down here, and then we could bounce from the support level once again, and then we could be off to the races, marking a potential bottom for natural gas. Again, this is very early and very preliminary to say this, so I don't want to get ahead of myself. So what I want to take a look at is keep an eye on the charts and see how everything rolls out. But for the time being, everything looks very promising. Everything looks good, and we are starting to show some very nice signs on a monthly time frame as well for that recovery in the price for natural gas. But we're gonna have to see what happens. All right, let's be patient and let's see how the charts play out. Let's take a look at oil right now at the same time. Again, I'm not really going to cover the indices as we covered on Friday because they weren't open over the weekend, and we can see that oil right now is down a little bit, down slightly, but again, Overnight price action couldn't really mean anything. You know, it could very well reverse at the open on Monday. What's really important is going to be the news that's coming out this week for the market. So let's take a look. On Monday, we don't have too much news besides core durable goods and then pending home sales. So I'm going to be interested to see how the home sales are doing. On Tuesday, we only have consumer confidence and then the Australian CPI. And then on Wednesday, we actually have ISM manufacturing PMI and then crude oil inventories. And then on Thursday, this is going to be a very important one for natural gas, obviously, is going to be the natural gas storage. And again, last one I think was a little bit more than expected. So they actually withdrew more natural gas than they expected. So again, when you withdraw more from the reserves, the price should in fact go up. So let's just see what happens. And on Friday, we are going to have ISM services PMI. So again, more indicators on how the economy is performing. And if we get better than expected indicators, then the markets are going to sell off, as the Fed is going to probably more than likely raise the rates once again and could potentially raise the rates more than the market expects. So that would be very bearish for the markets as a whole. Let's take a look at finally gold and silver. Gold right now getting a bit of drop, a tiny little drop towards the downside right now. I would basically say it's flat on the day right now, and right now silver actually getting a pretty significant drop down about almost 0.66% here. If it gets down a little bit more, you might want to take a look at this level right here, right around $20.20. This is kind of a midpoint. As you guys can see, we did actually act as a resistance here. We enacted as support. This is a big channel that I've drawn, a potential very big bull flag for silver, and eventually if we do end up breaking out, it should bring us to higher highs on the silver price. But again, silver's been below like $40 for like 20, 50, 60 years now, and it hasn't made a new high. But the DXY, that's actually, this is the market that you guys really want to take a look at. If the DXY starts to pump towards the upside, you will see downside in the markets, you will see downside in Bitcoin and basically everything. But if it comes up to this point right here, which I expect a potential rejection for the DXY, we could see some more upside if the DXY starts to pull back in the traditional markets. If you're going to see upside in the traditional markets, you're going to need the dollar to start to come down. Right, but with current Fed stance and the data that's coming out, we are starting to see bond yields and the dollar start to surge up towards the upside. So keep an eye on that, and let's see what happens this week. Thank you for watching the video, and again, a big thank you for everyone that's been subscribing to the YouTube channel. We are currently at 15,393 subscribers. Really awesome, guys. If you guys want to sign up for Big Get Trading, the link is in the description. That's where I do all my crypto trades. And if you guys want to help to support the channel, feel free to sign up with the link in the description. Love you guys. Peace.